Israel, Las Vegas camp, and we come to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, natives, and Seminole Indians, held here in captivity in the wilderness of North America, man.
That's right.
You got that? You got Baruch 4:1. You got, bring that out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1, and it reads, "These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plains, over against the Red Sea, between Purim and Tahap, and Lebanon, and Hazarah,
Right.
and Dahad."
Right. These be the words that Moses spake to all Israel, you so-called blacks. In today's time, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Seminole Indians. You make up the 12 tribes of Israel, along with our brothers scattered along the four corners of the earth. But we dealing with y'all right here in your captivity in the wilderness of North America. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1.
Bring it out.
This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever.
Right, this is the book of the commandments of God. This is not a religious book. This is a book you should study religiously, but it's not a book of religion. Read that again from the top.
This is the book of the commandments of God.
Notice how it says, this is the book of the commandments of God. Why? Because the commandments ain't done away with.
Right.
Your pastor lied to you. The commandments is in full effect. Can you get me Matthew 15 on 5 and 17? Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8, and it reads, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity."
Right. We are yet this day in our captivity. Even though you could traipse in and out of the Stratosphere Casino and Hotel, we still in our captivity. Black, Hispanic, and Native Seminole Indian man.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach.
Right, the Lord scattered us because we ain't keep his commandments for a reproach. Meaning we at the bottom, we are not respected by anybody.
And a curse.
And a curse. We left our name for a curse. You calling yourself an African American, you calling yourself a Mexican, you calling yourself a Puerto Rican.
And to be subject to payment.
Right, that's why we still here. That's why they ain't let us go, because we subject to payments.
Right. Slaves.
We slaves.
Right.
Christ was a slave in Rome, and we slaves here in America. Same narrative going over and over and over and over. The Lord's judgment is like a ring. Read, King.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
Right. So this is what we don't know. Our forefathers, generations and generations and generations and generations and generations before us, our forefathers who got this covenant broke the commandments of the Most High God. Our Most High God.
That's right.
That's why we are here in captivity right now, and we won't even talk to one another. And we are related, blood related, all of us. And we won't even talk to one another. We go look for other races to tell us the truth, when the truth is right here, man.
That's right.
Bring that out, King. Yes.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Right, this is Yahushua, who you blindly call Jesus Christ. He said, think not that I come to destroy the law. Read.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. All the prophets who read the prophecies and illustrated the law to our forefathers, he said he's not coming to do away with none of that. Read.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right. He came to fulfill. What did he come to fulfill? what was written of him in the foretime by our father Moses, man. Read.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Right, hold up. Your pastor a lie right there. He told y'all the law was done away with. Your pastor told you that the laws of God are done away with. Read that again, read that part again.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Right. Not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the law. That's why you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians is out here in captivity right now. We walking to and fro. We don't know where our next meal coming from. We go places and we don't know if we gonna have a place to stay when we come home. We don't know if just walking to the corner store we gonna be harassed and arrested by the police. We can never get in contact with our congressmen, but they come to town every election time to come lie to us. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, the Lord is calling y'all to come back to him. Bring that out, King.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 54, and it reads, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, right? We won't speak and greet one another. Even when I was in a penitentiary, I had brothers staring me down while all the other nations, when they came in, they had coffee, shower shoes, underwear for everybody else. But I had to go back to the back, man. I had to go to the back. I had my brother scheming on me, man. That's a curse in the Bible that it says that the Israelites will be under all the generations forever. Read.
And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right. So it's saying that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indian men, y'all gonna be making babies and leaving them for the mothers to raise. The Lord said that's a curse. The Lord was destroying us as a people. You want to know why? Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. What you got? Okay, you hold that. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? The Lord is furious with us. The Lord is so upset with us, and we don't even know it because we've been lied to by the church. Hold that. Give me Jeremiah 23, man, and 1. Bring that out, King.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
No, below.
Above all people.
No, equal to.
Above all people.
We just inch him out a little bit.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. The Lord chose us to be holy. Holy just simply means separate. So all that mixing with all these people, we ain't supposed to be doing it. The Lord chose us and created us to be above all people. Why? He left us this book. This book is a handbook to rule the nations. We were supposed to administer these laws and enforce these laws upon all the heathen nations. But we didn't do that. What we do, we broke his commandments. And therefore we went into captivity. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You bring that out. What you got right here? Yeah, bring that out right here. See, and right now, we walk in the dark. The Lord sealed this book, man. If you read in the book of Daniel, it tells you he sealed this book to the end times, right? And we, the children of Israel, we are the prophets. We are the saints. We are the angels. We don't know it. You just think you some thug nigga on the street corner or you some thot bop. No. We the chosen of the Most High, man. Bring that out, King.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep.
Right, hold on. Woe be unto the pastor. Woe means destruction. Coming to the pastor. Why? Read that again. Why?
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep.
Right. Woe to the pastors because he destroyed and further scattered y'all away from the Lord by telling y'all churches on Sunday. You don't got to keep the Sabbath day. You don't have to dress modestly as a woman. You usurp the authority of the man over the woman. Over the woman usurp authority over the man. We don't keep none of the high holy days of the Lord. Instead, we celebrate pagan holidays like Easter, like Christmas. That's blasphemy, man. Give me Jeremiah 10. That's blasphemy. The Lord told us not to celebrate any of these vain holidays of the heathen. It's an abomination to the Lord, man. And we always talking about we know the Lord, but we don't keep none of his law, statutes, and commandments, man. We stay on folly as a people. We want to be validated and we want to be and impress people who we shouldn't even be giving a second look to, man. Let me see if we got attendance. Yeah, start at the top. Listen to this, y'all.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Hear ye the words which the Lord spaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed as the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right. So the heathen, they all be looking at the sun, moon, and the stars and making zodiac signs. That's witchcraft. That's sorcery, man. Our God, who is our God, and our God only, said, do not participate in that, man. That's why we at the bottom right now, King. Read.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Right. The customs of the people are vain. They ain't worth nothing. They ain't gonna profit you nothing. Read.
For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Right. So now you gotta remember this was written in the foretime, right? We didn't have Star Nursery then. You couldn't go to Walmart and go buy a tree. You understand what I'm saying? It's back in the day. It said the workmen went into the forest and chopped down a tree. Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Whoa! Stop. Where do we hear that? Decking stuff with silver and gold at Christmas time, right? Read.
Deck the halls.
Deck the halls with bells of holly, or whatever it is.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Right, so they take that tree out of the forest, put some planks on the bottom and nail it with hammers. Read.
That it move not.
So it don't move. When we do that at? At our house. And where the tree sit, right in our living room, right? Dead. Read.
Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must need to be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil.
Right. That's enough on that. That's enough on that. See, that's the whole thing. We've been lied to. We've been lied to. But they had to lie to us. They know that to keep us in sin, long as you sin, I sin, we all sin, we gonna remain in captivity. That's the bottom line. As long as we remain sinning and not keeping the Lord's commandments, he gonna keep us in captivity, man. And it's gonna get worse, man. You got that 24:3? Hold that. Bring that out.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it
Blessed
out.
is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
Right. Blessed is the man that walketh in the counsel, not in the counsel of the ungodly. And that's the church. The church tell you to do everything opposite of what the Lord prescribed for us as the Israelites. We are the valley of the dry bones. We the Israelites of the Bible. We ain't no African Americans. We're not African, period. The Africans sold us. So we need to revamp that thinking right there. Because we got stinking thinking in that regard, because we all think, oh, I'm African. No, my roots go back to Africa. No, they sold us into captivity. The Hamites had us into captivity, man. Read that again from the top, man.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
Right.
nor standeth in the way of sinners,
Right.
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right. So right now, you being my brother, see, we got it all mixed up. The church tell you not to judge, right? We supposed to rebuke you and tell you where you going wrong at, so we don't suffer sin upon you. If I don't, then I gotta wear the sins of my brothers. So I'm here to tell everybody that's within earshot, y'all are breaking the Lord's Sabbath day. Y'all breaking the Lord's Sabbath day. Today is the Lord's Sabbath day, the holy day of the Lord. He gave us 6 days to work and labor, but the 7th day, we supposed to rest and worship the Lord. We ain't supposed to buy nothing. We ain't supposed to sell nothing. And rebuke anybody who's doing the opposite. But you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, it's time for us to repent. You are the tribe of Issachar, the Most High's chosen people. It's time for us to gather together. We are the nation undesired. The Lord is coming back to save us. He's our God and our God only, man. Give me Joe, bring verse 2 out. Hold that, still hold that, and give me Joel 2 and 27.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Right. His delight is in the law. The man who ain't abiding in the right counsel, he going off. He's listening to the Cardi B's. He's watching politics news. We are not supposed to exalt a king over us. So voting is out. We ain't supposed to, if he ain't an Israelite, we can't exalt him king over us, man. We never read the Bible, and we don't trust one another enough to stand still just to listen to the salvation of the Lord, man.
That's right.
All you Israelites, y'all better understand the Lord is on his way back, man. It's not no game, man. You bring that out. What you got? All right, bring this out. Because the Lord is only dealing with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians. He's only the God of Israel. You can find that umpteen times in every chapter in every book of the Bible. And you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, y'all are the children of Israel. You're not African Americans. You ain't Mexican. You ain't Puerto Rican, man. Read.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27.
Bring it out.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Right. The Lord said, ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel when 2 or more of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians are gathered together. The Lord is in the midst of us. We right now are the church. We.
And that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
Right. He's the Lord our God, real possessive. You hear me? And none else. So don't make no mistake with no Christian doctrines, man. The Lord ain't for everybody, man. The Lord made a vessel to honor and one to dishonor, man. And y'all just happen to be the vessel to honor, man. But you ain't gonna know that if you don't seek wise counsel, man. Wisdom is, right now, wisdom is on the corner crying out to all you brothers and sisters right now that's within earshot. To know that salvation is yours, Israel. The Lord is coming back to redeem Israel. The 12 tribes. You got that? What you got? You got 24 still? Bring that out. This is Matthew 24, right? And we're going to go over some things to see some signs to know that it's really the end time, because I know a lot of stiff-necked Negroes and Hispanics will be like, the Lord ain't coming yet. We could go sin and grin just a little more, right? That shit over with, man. That's why we in captivity. That's why we don't have no money. That's why you go in your own neighborhood and get robbed by your brother. Get set up by your sister. Why? Because the Lord told us not to mix with other races, man. That's one of our laws that we break. If it ain't black, Hispanic, or Native Seminole Indians and some of the other elk that the Lord ain't exposed to us yet, that's Israelites, that's all we can marry. You can't give your sons to their daughters, and nor can you take their daughters for your sons. Why? They gonna have us sinning like we doing right now, breaking the Lord's Sabbath, man.
That's right.
And we gonna remain in captivity. I know I'm in captivity. If you don't know you in captivity, like you don't even, like, your captivity is so bad, right? You know your man could go to jail any day now, right? But you don't know who to blame. You don't got no idea who to blame. They writing legislation. They writing legislation in Washington, D.C. for all of y'all. Give me Psalms 94:20. Because this is what they sit and do in their offices, and you can't do nothing about it. Why? Because you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. That's all. The Lord said have faith in his return, and that his son is going to come back and redeem us, because that's all the scriptures talk about. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20, and it reads,
Bring it out.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Right. Shall the throne of the sinners, the king, this wicked government right here in America, shall it have fellowship with us, the Israelites? Read.
Which frameth mischief by a law.
Right. They frame mischief by a law. You walking down the street, ain't doing nothing. Hey, they pull you over. Hey, where's your ID? You like, I know my rights. I don't got to give you no ID. Next thing you know, they tase you, lock you up, give you a resisting arrest charge, and you only 14 years old. This how you got to start your life in captivity in the wilderness of the north. Because we ain't in rulership. The Lord put these other nations over top of us because we broke his commandments. The way these other nations is ruling over us, listen, the kingdom of heaven is going to be better than this, but reverse. We going to be at the top, and they going to be at the bottom. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. We going to be at the top, and they going to be at the bottom. That's what the scriptures say, King. Give me Deuteronomy 30 and 7, man, because we under the curses, man. Bring that out, King.
They gather themselves together against the souls of the righteous.
Right, they gather together. They go in these rooms and they go downtown in City Hall. They go to the police precincts and they gather together and what?
They gather them together against the souls of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
Right, that's what they do. They lock you up. They get some wicked low-level Edomite, because in the Bible, the Lord created 18 nations. Just so happened that the white man is the Edomites in the Bible, the offspring of Esau, and y'all would be the offspring of Jacob, okay? The father of the 12 tribes of Israel. So, read, King.
But the Lord is my defense.
Right, the Lord's going to defend us. We the same people that the Lord defended and took out of Egypt, right? This is going to happen to us again. The Lord going to extend his mighty hand and get all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Seminole Indians out of the wilderness of North America, man. Bring that out, King.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 67, 68, Slakia. Blessed be the Lord of Israel.
Blessed be what?
Blessed be the Lord of Israel.
Again, the Lord of Israel. Y'all hear this, right? Y'all know how we talk as black people, right? That's real possessive. That's making sure it's Xing everybody else out, right? Read.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Right, so he visited and redeemed us in the house of Israel. Read.
And hath raised up a horn of salvation for us.
Right, raised up a horn of salvation for us. And we talking about who y'all blindly call Jesus Christ, but whose name is H.O.I in the Paleo Hebrew. He raised him up to be a salvation for us. Read.
In the house of his servant David.
Right, because we come from the lineage of David. We be the real Jews out here, man.
That's right.
We be the real Jews out here. We come from the seed line of David, man. So did the Christ. He come from the seed line of David too. Read.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets.
Right.
Which have been since the world began.
Right, all the prophets that we read out of this mighty book right here. All the prophets, that's what we talking about right now. Jeremiah, Job, that's who we talking about. Read.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
What? Read that again.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
But I thought everybody around here said they were saved already. Read it again.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
Right, that's what salvation is in the Bible, y'all. It's not what the Catholic and the Christian church been telling you. Salvation is being saved from your enemies and the hand of all that hate you, man. Read that again. Read that part.
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Right, that's specific to a people group. A people group that's oppressed. We're going to be saved from our enemies. The Bible said we got enemies. Now let's figure out who our enemies are, man. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Let's talk about some enemies, because you gotta detail these things, man. You don't know who your enemy is. You could be going to your enemy for help.
God don't got enemies. He loves everybody.
Right. That's what your pastor will tell you. Your pastor will tell you God love everybody. God don't love everybody. I'll bring out several scriptures right now, man. If God loved everybody, and everybody talking about John 3:16, where was the love when they was putting on butts and chains? Where was the love? Where was the love when they was killing us back and forth? Where was the love in Jim Crow? Where was the love in sharecropping? Now all of a sudden, it's all kumbaya and all love. No, it's recompense, man. Bring that out.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. And it reads, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Who?
Esau have I hated.
Right. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, and Esau is the progenitor of the white race. Now, I know y'all heard in the church that the Lord loved everybody, but why, if he says salvation is saving us from our enemies, why is our enemies going to be saved with us? Could you imagine us being in the kingdom with the people that raped, robbed, and killed us, put us in captivity for 400 years, and still use us as a commodity on the stock market? No! That don't even make sense. It's not logical, man. But people gotta pay for their sins, man. What you holding? Bring that out. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. This is what the Lord said he was going to do to all of our enemies and all the hands that hate us if we kept his commandments, right? Because right now, the Lord got us, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Seminole Indians under the curses of Deuteronomy. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thee, upon thy enemies.
What? The Lord, hold on, Salaki. It said the Lord thy God is going to put all the curses that we are under on all our enemies, man. Hold that. Bring that out, King. You got Deuteronomy 28:68. Bring that out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies
What?
for bondmen and bondwomen,
Hold-
and no man shall buy you.
Hold that. So it said, we was in the land of Egypt. What was the Israelites doing in Egypt? You know, bro? They was in slavery in Egypt, right? Read this. That's what Egypt means. Read this.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
Oh, Slovakia. Go ahead, read that. Keep reading.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath.
Right. So that's one of the main reasons why we in captivity right now, King. We break the Lord's Sabbath day. Every Friday, sundown to Saturday, sundown. It's supposed to be a chill day for the Israelites. We ain't supposed to cook, kindle no fire. We ain't supposed to go and buy nothing. It's supposed to do no servile work. We ain't supposed to go to work that day. But what we be doing? I gotta go in there, slide in there, get that easy money. You know how we do. We breaking the commandments of our God, the God of Israel. The Most High used all these other nations just to punish us.
That's right.
All these other nations had us in captivity. All these other nations had us in captivity, King. Don't just channel your anger toward one nation. All the nations that ain't the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, they took us into captivity, man. They all were confederate against us, man. They all lifted up their head against us, man.
What about equality? Equality.
The Lord ain't dealing with equality, man. The Lord said we above all people upon the face of the earth, and that's that, man. That's that. We not dealing with none of that, man. But see, that's what happened, man. Soon as the word come out and the word be sown in your heart, here comes the devil to come take the word away, man. All praises, you standing strong, though, King. Because this is what it's about. Waking you up so you could come out here and knock some of your sins off so you could get to the kingdom. Because newsflash, I know the world and the church teach that everybody can make it to the kingdom of heaven. You can't. You ain't got a key. Only way you getting in is if you coming with the Israelites, man. You ain't getting in the kingdom if you ain't coming with us. What you holding, King? Read the top, Deuteronomy 30:1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1.
Get out.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
Right. All these things, there's going to be a time when the blessing and the curse come upon the Israelites, man. Right now we living out the curses, man. Waiting for God's mercy so we can receive these promises and the glory in the kingdom, man. Read.
Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
Right, the Lord scattered us amongst all these nations, man. For so long we didn't know, man. We was believing our oppressors that we was African Americans and Mexicans and what have you. But the Lord took the veil off the book, man. The prophets of old is back on earth. The Spirit of the Lord is amongst us right now. And it'd be wise for all of us to adhere to this moment and listen to the words that the Lord left behind for us and his house and his servant David, man. Keep reading, King.
Verse 2. and shall return unto the Lord thy God,
Right, we need to return unto the Lord thy God.
and shall obey his voice.
Right, we need to obey his voice. And where do we find the Lord's voice? In this book. We reading his voice right now, man. Read.
And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
Right, notice how when you go into church, you go to a rap or rock or R&B concert, right? But it's never a day where you up against the law. This whole book is nothing but about the law. I don't know where the church came from with all of these weird doctrines. The Bible is simply to the Israelites telling you, this is why I did X, Y, and Z to you. He prophesied it to happen thousands of years before it happened, and here's how you get out of it. And here's your blessing when you get out of it. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. And it reads,
Bring it out.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Right, the Lord's going to have mercy on Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians. Read.
And will yet choose Israel.
Right, he's going to choose us in front of all of these nations that put us at the bottom. Read.
And set them in their own land.
Right, he's going to take us out of America because we ain't from America. We've been in America in subjection and servitude. Read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right. The strangers are all you other nations that aren't the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians. All you other nations outside would be known as the strangers in this chapter. Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Right. We're going to take y'all and bring y'all to our place. A place that we designated for you. The same way y'all did us on the plantation, we're going to take y'all to a place that we designated for you in the right time. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
What?
Shall possess them.
Hold on. The house of Israel shall what?
Possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Hold on. So you just said the house of Israel is going to possess the other nations in the land of the Lord. So that's not a sin. We're not teaching hate. That's what the scriptures say. These other nations going to be in servitude to the Israelites in the land of the Lord. Y'all gonna be servants and handmaids to the Israelites in the land of the Lord. Now that's mercy upon the Israelites for all that happened to us. That's what salvation looks like. Read.
And they shall take them captives, who captives they were.
Right, so we can X out a lot of people saying that they the Jews, right? Or they the Israelites, man. It says we're gonna take them captive, whose captives we were. Right? You don't need, that's not a parable. That's just straight blunt Kimbo slice punch in your eye, man. Read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
We gonna rule over our oppressors. But not like how our oppressors rule over us. We gonna rule in righteousness. We gonna enforce the laws of the Most High.
That's right.
Keep reading, kid.
And it shall come to pass in that day, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Khan, I just got a real question, man. Hey, yo, all you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, man, why do y'all hate y'all brothers so much, man? Y'all hate us. Y'all hate your brothers, man. And all our enemies watch y'all hate us and laugh at us. Y'all hate your brothers. They know that we are never going to get out of captivity as long as we stay hating one another. Y'all won't even listen to us. All you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Seminole Indians, you hate your brother. You hate your brother in your heart. You will come out here and see a brother talking, and we go, like I say all the time, we go home and go study week in and week out just so we can wake you up, so you won't be the valley of dry bones, man. We study just to come out here to tell you that y'all are Israelites and you ain't an African American. Repent and keep the commandments of the Most High, man. So that you too might have an opportunity to be in rulership in the kingdom of heaven, ruling alongside and underneath Yahweh Shah, man. Hamashiach, man.